Hello, we are back for lesson number 10. Sharing fills the barrel. Lesson theme: Hungry widow shared her food with God's prophet. Key verse: Give, and it shall be given you. It shall be given unto you. You find part of that verse in Luke chapter 6, verse 38. Lesson objective: Learners will say it was God who provided food for the woman to share. Bible principle: when we share with others, we get more in return than we give. Lesson application: I know it pleases God when I share with those in need. I will share a gift of love with someone in need. Which gets us to our little paragraph titled, A Lady Who Shared Her Food. We're looking in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 17, verses 8 through 16. During the days of King Ahab, the prophet Elijah warned that there would be no rain until he said so. Without rain, there'd be a great famine in the land. Elijah hid by a brook where God sent food by the ravens. Then the Lord sent Elijah to Zarephath. There he visited a widow. When Elijah asked her for bread, she replied that she only had a handful of flour in a barrel and a little oil in a jug. Elijah told the widow to make bread by using the oil and flour that she had. God continued to fill her barrel with flour and to provide food for her and her son during the years of famine. So God provided her with everything she needed food-wise. Devotional: Give and God will bless. Give and it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down and shaken together, and running over, shall men give into your bosom, for with the same measure that ye met withal, it shall be measured to you again. Find that verse in Luke chapter 6, verse 38. Which, there we get to our new words. I think I said the word wrong, M-E-T-E. I'll probably say it wrong again. Pardon me. I'm horrible with words. I'll just say that now. But that word meaning is measure. Barrel, large round container. Famine, a time when there is not enough food for everyone. Widow, a woman whose husband has passed away. Raven, a large black bird. The bird, basically. Which gets us to our story time, which is our Bible lesson. King Ahab was a wicked king. He ruled over Israel and led it to worship false gods. One day, God sent his prophet Elijah to Ahab. God told Elijah to give the king this message: a famine would come over the land. That means there would be no rain in Israel for many years. All the crops would die, and there would be no food. God was unhappy because the people did not worship him. Ahab was so angry he wanted to kill Elijah. He did not like what God told someone to tell. It wasn't Elijah's fault. He blamed him, but it wasn't his fault. So be like someone telling you if someone did something wrong and saw it but didn't want to tell them, so they got you to tell them what they did wrong, and that person got mad at you for telling them they did something wrong, instead of me who saw it, and you had nothing to do but said, this person said this, and then you get in trouble for saying it, basically. That's kind of how it was. God wanted to care for Elijah during the famine. He told the prophet to hide by a brook or a stream of water. Elijah drank from the stream, and God sent ravens and large birds to bring food every morning and evening. So God provided him with the water running from the mountain, and the birds basically brought him food. One day there was no more water in the brook. God told Elijah to go to a town many miles away. He said a widow would give him food. A widow is a woman whose husband has died. Elijah left his hiding place and started for the town. When he arrived, he saw a woman picking up sticks. He asked her for a drink of water. As she turned to get his water, he asked her to make him a loaf of bread. But I only have enough flour and oil to make one meal for me and my son, just her and her son, and that's it. After that, we will starve, said the woman. Elijah told the widow to bake his bread before she cooked the meal for herself and her son. She said, give me that bread, just cook it, give it to me. He said God would give her enough oil and flour for bread until the famine was over. You do this, you'll have all the flour and bread, water you need. Just do it and God will provide it. And then here's a question for you guys. What would you have done? Would you say, oh yeah, okay, I believe you? Or would you say, I don't think so. Prove it first. Prove that I'll have enough material for me and my son for the rest of the family. Would you say that, or would you say, okay, fine, I'll make our last meal that we'll ever have again for you, just you? What would you do? Do you think she asked God to give her the right decision? Do you think she talked to God saying, God, is this man telling the truth or is he lying? What do you think? Do you think she thought about her hungry son at home? Did she think about her son, her only child that she had left? I think she did. The widow used the last of her oil and flour for Elijah's bread. She was willing. She trusted. She believed. She had faith. There was no flour in the bottom of the barrel. She used all the flour. All of it. And there was no oil in the jug. She used all the oil. No more bread, or no more flour, no more oil, nothing. However, when she was ready to make bread for herself and her son, there was more oil and flour. I just emptied this container of flour. I emptied this container of oil. They were completely empty, but now there's more oil and more flour. After that, every time the lady wanted to make bread for Elijah and her family, she found flour in her barrel and oil in her jug. God provided as he promised. So he told the truth, and she believed and had enough faith, and her faith allowed God to provide for her and her family, her son, herself, and Elijah. God blessed the woman for sharing all she had with Elijah. For a long time there was no rain. There was very little food in the land. Many families had nothing to eat. However, the widow was able to bake bread for her family and God's prophet. She was surely glad she shared. She was blessed by giving the last she had. And that concludes our lesson for today. I should be all caught up. Hopefully I'll stay caught up. I noticed in the last few videos I have done, I have not stayed caught up. But we got a few more lessons left before we get to our new quarterly. 2 more, or 2 or 3 more lessons. I can't quite remember. 3 lessons. My calendar's over there. 3 more lessons, and then we'll get our new quarterly. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys learned something new. If not, got your minds refreshed. Feel free to watch another video whenever I get these posted. I try to post every Sunday if I can. I've been busy and haven't been able to get all my videos done every single Sunday. So just bear with me while I try to get back on track. So feel free to subscribe to the channel. That just notifies you whenever I have a video posted. And if not, that's fine. It's all up to you guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys will come back again next week for another lesson. Thanks for watching.